For 200 years, the African plains have known one heartbeat that outlasted storms, droughts, and generations. The heartbeat of Anna, the matriarch. She was born beneath a silver dawn, when mist clung to the grass, and her mother's trunk lifted her toward the sun. From her first trembling steps, Anna carried the rhythm of the land itself. Patient, unbroken, eternal. She grew through seasons that scorched and healed, through floods that carved rivers and winds that erased them again. She led her herd through centuries of change. 10 sons born beneath her shadow, each taught to read the language of thunder, to taste the air for danger, to honor the ancient paths carved by giants before them. She faced predators in the tall grass, storms that tore the sky, and rivers swollen with the fury of crocodiles. When one son fell into the pit of the earth, she became both engineer and savior, shaping clay, bending branches, teaching courage through action. When drought burned the horizon, she found water where only ghosts remembered it. Decades passed, and the sons became leaders themselves, their echoes traveling through valleys Anna once called home. And as centuries folded like pages, her tusks grew pale with memory. Beneath the same sun that once saw her birth, she walked her final march, slower, wiser, yet undefeated, leading the descendants of her line toward a dawn that shimmered like gold dust over the savanna. Her story is not just of one elephant, but of endurance itself, of the spirit that refuses to fade. This is Anna, mother, warrior, architect of survival, the living memory of the African plains. At the edge of the Serengeti, dawn breaks in a trembling shimmer of gold and blue, and a cry rises from the grass. A newborn elephant, slick with life, takes her first breath beneath a mother's shadow. This is Anna, born into the rhythm of thunder and wind. Around her, the herd gathers, silent giants of patience, guardians of memory. Her tiny trunk wavers uncertainly, tracing the scent of rain and dust. Her mother lowers her head, rumbling deep, a sound older than time itself. Days turn into months. Anna learns the heartbeat of the plains, how to listen for distant lions in the wind, how to dig for water when the world turns dry, how to walk in the footprints of her elders. She learns to trumpet joy when the rains return, and to bow her head when the sun burns mercilessly over cracked earth. Each lesson is carved into her memory. The scent of wild sage, the cool taste of river clay, the protective circle of the herd that moves like one living creature. As seasons spin, Anna grows stronger. Her skin thickens. Her tusks begin to bud like ivory crescents. She learns the power of her trunk, to lift, to shield, to comfort. Beneath the vast sky, she takes her first independent steps beside her mother, unaware that her story will stretch across centuries. From the first sunrise to her final march, the plains will remember her name. Anna, the dawn that never fades. The plains stretch endless beneath the burning sun, shimmering, vast, and deceptive. Anna is no longer the small calf that once hid beneath her mother's shadow. She has grown into a young matriarch in the making, her tusks gleaming pale ivory, her strength blooming beneath the African sky. Around her, 10 young bulls, her sons, feed, play, and test their strength against one another. But the tall grass whispers a different song today, low, heavy, filled with hunger. From the shadows, golden eyes glint. A pride of lions, gaunt from drought, slinks closer with deadly patience. The wind shifts. Anna freezes. For one breath, the entire plain holds still. Then a roar splits the air. The grass erupts with fury. Anna wheels, trumpeting a warning that echoes for miles. The lions lunge toward the youngest calf, and the earth becomes chaos. She charges with the weight of thunder, dust spiraling around her as lions scatter in shock. One leaps for her flank. A tusk flashes, and the predator tumbles away. Her sons form a crescent wall, their trumpets joining hers. The plain becomes a symphony of defiance and fear. And then, as quickly as it began, the storm passes. The lions fade into the grass, beaten by the resolve of a mother and her sons. When silence returns, the herd breathes as one. Anna's chest heaves, her eye scanning each son, alive, trembling, unbroken. The lesson of the day burns deep into their blood. The plains belong not to the strongest, but to the bravest who protect their own. And under that blazing sun, the legend of Anna the Defender is born. It was the season when the rivers ran shallow and the plains turned to dust. The air shimmered like glass, and the cries of thirst carried for miles. Anna led her family through the desolate lands, her steps slow but sure, the matriarch's instinct guiding her where the maps of men could not. Beneath her feet, the earth was cracked and deceptive. Then came the sound, a sudden cry, sharp and terrified. One of her sons, Abasi, had fallen. The ground had given way beneath him into an abandoned clay pit, steep, sheer, and unforgiving. Panic rippled through the herd. Dust rose, trumpets blared, but Anna did not charge or cry, she thought. Her eyes traced the slope, reading the earth like a book written in dust. She stepped forward, rumbling low, commanding calm. Then began the great work. With her tusks, she scraped the brittle wall, loosening clay. With her feet, she pressed and stomped, shaping a slope inch by inch. Her sons watched, learning. Abasi tried to climb, failed, and slid back down. Anna trumpeted encouragement, her voice a promise. The sun burned. Hours passed. Dust coated her skin in red, but she did not stop. When the ramp finally held, she reached down with her trunk, wrapping gently around Abasi's tusks, and pulled. The earth gave way again, but this time they rose together. The herd erupted in thunderous sound as Abasi scrambled free. Anna touched her trunk to his face, eyes closing briefly, not in relief, but in pride. On that cracked plain, surrounded by her sons, Anna taught the oldest truth of survival, that strength is not in power, but in persistence, and that wisdom can shape the earth itself. The sky breaks open with thunder. Rain lashes the savanna after months of thirst. Rivers once dry as bone now rage with renewed fury, swollen, wild, and merciless. Anna stands at the riverbank, her reflection warped in the churning brown water. The herd gathers behind her, 10 sons, now young and strong, waiting for their mother's signal. Across the flood lies the only path to new grazing grounds, the promise of survival. But the river is not empty. Beneath the surface, shadows glide, ancient, armored, patient. The crocodiles have returned. The air hums with tension. Anna steps forward first, testing the current. Her trunk rises, tasting the scent of mud and danger. A rumble passes through her body, both warning and courage. The first son follows, then another. The water claws at their legs. Halfway across, the current seizes a calf, pulling it sideways into a whirlpool of foam. A crocodile strikes, jaws snapping the surface like thunder. Anna turns. With a single trumpet, she charges into the chaos. Her tusks slice through waves, her trunk lashes with fury. The river becomes a storm of muscle and rage. She rams the reptile head-on, driving it back beneath the foam. The calf resurfaces, gasping, alive. The herd roars in unison, pushing forward as one. At last, they reach the far bank, dripping and trembling, the rain still falling in sheets. Anna climbs last, her body scarred, her tusks streaked with river clay. She turns once, staring back at the torrent, the grave that almost took her blood. Lightning flashes, revealing her silhouette like a statue carved by time itself. For the plains, for her sons, she has conquered the river of teeth.